I'm here to talk to you guys today about film and how it was originated, where it came from, and how they developed over the first couple of years. One of the first known influences on filmmaking is actually puppetry, and puppetry has been around for almost 30,000 years. Film, on the other hand, hasn't been around so long. It started out around in the 19th century, and it started from the invention of a zoetrope, which had hand-drawn pictures around a cylinder. You cranked it, and you saw through little peephole, and it looked like things were moving. This kind of influenced film. You can kind of see how. Thomas Edison came around though, and he modified the zoetrope. He replaced those hand-drawn pictures with photographs that people had taken, at very short times apart. He put it into his new invention called a kinetoscope, and at first only one person at a time could see what was going on during all this, but eventually he made it to project onto kind of an early day TV screen, and a lot of people could see it at once. Film. The first person to actually really record anything was a guy named Louis Le Prince, and in 1888 he recorded about 2 seconds of film of about nothing. It was just 2 seconds of film that he recorded in Leeds, London. He did this from a camera that he created, he invented himself, and he projected it with a early day projector that he also invented. Films at first were used in front of stores and travel sites as just sort of a entertainment gag. People would go up to it, look what was being projected, or you'd look into a peephole and see what was playing. And they would normally play everyday life situations. It'd be real short, they'd be humorous, might show a clip of a sporting event. But the thing is here, they were very short, usually only one scene long. And like I said, they were used to entertain a lot of people. Then came along this fancy cool little tool called editing. Editing wasn't really relevant during these first years. We didn't have the technology to use it. And editing really allowed just the film industry to really broaden up. Because before, they only had one scene, and whatever that person recorded, it was that one, what they recorded, they didn't. That was it. No. That's all you could do with it. And editing allowed you to bring together multiple scenes and perfect what you wanted. You could really get down to the nitty-gritty, have more than one scene, which allowed people to start making films. They went into an era called the silent film era, and in the silent film era, they didn't have any sound because at first we couldn't record the sound along with the video. But to make up for this, whenever the silent film was being played in the theater, there were oftentimes musicians that would play along with it to really enhance the mood. If they didn't have musicians, they'd have some sort of commentator telling you what's going on. And at first, silent films didn't have like a standard playback, like frames per second. So they arranged from like 12, 16, 24 frames per second. So you really kind of had to know how to play these films, or you wouldn't get a very good experience out of it. It would either be too fast, too slow. But after the silent film era ended, it became pretty common that 16 frames per second was about the industry standard. That's how silent films went. That's really the early ages of film. I mean, it came from the zoetrope, which was then modified by Edison into the kinetoscope, so eventually more people could view a motion of pictures stranded together. And then the early film, which was just in front of the stores, a single scene, not really anything much. Then came the editing, which allowed those storefront videos to fruition into silent films.
You fucking suck.
Yeah.
Boo!
Tyler Brown likes cock.
Yeah,
Take off your shirt. You didn't get to show Finn yet. We already started saying bad things, and then Finn showed up. No, it was just a.
He should Finn already.
Yeah.
And then it was
Oh,
referenced.
Finn, and then the
Yeah,
credits.
my reference.
Oh, my bad.